In a behind-the-scenes interview, the director Lee Jae-kyo also stated how much work was put on the sound design of the series, which is why he wants audiences to watch it in a quiet place and raise the volume as high as possible. Sounds of bone-breaking, scary, and surprising sound effects, and many more were added to make the perfect audience experience in watching a thriller zombie apocalypse happen in real time. All of Us Are Dead is a zombie horror series that revolves around a district in South Korea that is plagued by a deadly virus that turns all the infected into mindless monsters in the high school that serves as the place of this pandemic. Even though filming for the first season was temporarily suspended due to the COVID pandemic, they managed to create it perfectly as planned. Lee Jae-kyo shared his reaction to the success of the series, commenting, "I truly can't believe all the love it has received from so many countries around the world. I'm so thankful. I think this will come as a great relief to all the actors and staff who devoted themselves to this project for 2 years." After its release, viewers pointed out how the series remained faithful to the original webtoon that served as the inspiration for the series. Lee Jae-kyo said, "It's similar to the basic story in terms of the original work. The flow of the storyline also doesn't depart much from the original. However, you might get the feeling that the show is different from the original as far as the specific situations that happen to some of the kids as well as what each of the characters are like." The director then emphasized that his goal was to keep the original appeal of the webtoon for its readers while also bringing excitement and relatability to viewers who were seeing the series for the first time. An impressive number of extras were most of the time on set to make the scenes look as realistic as possible. As hard as it can be to control that amount of people on set, it was important for the director to make the atmosphere believable to both the cast and the audience. We can definitely say they made a very good job in doing so. Director Lee Jae-kyo does an effective job at setting up the geography of the school, swooping through hallways and around rooms spanning the various floors. While considering what angle to take on the series, Lee Jae-kyo mentioned that the main focus ended up being the theme of zombies. The director pointed out, "There are cruel and violent scenes, but we thought these would be necessary in order to stay true to the zombie genre. The series tackles a lot of issues but still has room for humor in some of the oddest moments. It has real stakes and creates characters that you can relate to and that you care about. The young actors that have been chosen for the roles are very charismatic and care about their characters. We can see that clearly every time one of the main crew of human survivors dies or is put in jeopardy. The most successful zombie stories are usually about something deeper than just a zombie apocalypse. It is more of a story that draw you into the human experience that point out society's failings. If we had to sum up All of Us Are Dead, it's about the cruelties of everyday life that plague people in difficult situations or homes. You see the characters go through some pretty awful things that they can't control, but what really matters is holding on to their humanity. You see examples of how people react in different ways, good and awful, but it shows that people who can cooperate and work together are frequently the ones who survive. Sometimes, life gives you a really bad hand, but it is up to the individual person to make the choice whether to surrender to evil or find a way to survive. It also makes the point that sometimes, there's nothing you can do, but that you can still do the right thing that may save someone else or give someone else hope. We're all connected and we all matter, with every choice that we make. There are parts of this show that have been really nicely written, and the action has certainly been well shot and exciting, but at least the ending does close things off as best they possibly could. It's always tricky to close out a zombie show without feeling like there are loose ends, and I guess bombing the city is a good enough way of killing off most of the zombies there. Many fans tried to explain the ending. Many are also waiting for a second season. Maybe the second season of All of Us Are Dead will look into these new breeds of zombies further and also explore the fate of Byung-chan's wife and son, taken into custody by the NIC. And for the remaining survivors of Hyosun High School, they will face the question of choosing a side, whether to protect half-zombies like Namare or reveal the information to the army to end the problem for once and for all. The series has taken Netflix by storm and it is holding its top spot in the streaming platform's top 10. If the series does get the green light for a second season, fans may have to wait a while for its release. As the show was not given a series order past the first season, there will be a lot of preparation to do. With this in mind, the second batch of episodes may not drop until early 2023.